Now, Heath, you have been away from you have been away from the cage for a very long time. Let everybody know. Let everybody know what you've been doing and where they can see these wonderful films you're working on.
Oh, please, the sarcasm! I can just take it over the balloon. No, actually, I've been doing as I refer to it. I'm sure that the directors and stuff of the film won't be too happy about it, but it's just kind of B movies. It's a lot of fun. Obviously a lot of fight movies. I've done a couple horror flicks, and it's a blast. I really enjoy it. And I did what I did. I think I did 8 movies last year. I did probably 2 this year so far, and I'm going to Iraq here next week again. I just got back from Iraq last week, and for Lionsgate, this last film I did last year called Circle of Pain with Dean Cain is in it, Bai Ling, Tony Sheena is the star. And we're doing a film premiere over in Iraq for the troops. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But it's kind of weird. I was just there. We just did a 2-week tour over there, kind of like a MMA fight tour, going and working out with the soldiers and trying to work with them on fighting and kind of doing a meet and greet. But,
now, before we get into, because I really want to talk to you about what you're doing over in Iraq with the troops, because that is just an awesome thing that you guys are doing. But talking a little bit about the acting side of it, what experience did you have before getting into? Let me finish the question before you completely laugh me off. Did you have any experience in the acting, and what did some of the actors that you worked with tell you about the performing side of it?
Well, I really had absolutely no experience at all. It's definitely a work in progress. But I'm kind of one of those guys. Even I did the same thing with fighting. I didn't really ever grow up doing martial arts or anything like that. But I just jumped into it and liked it and just kind of ran with it from there. I mean, even to this day, I've never really studied any kind of traditional martial arts. I mean, I've just kind of picked things up, as I went, and I've had the opportunity, of course, to train with some of the best on the planet. But I've never gotten a belt or anything like that, in jiu-jitsu or did any kind of karate or anything like that. But as far as the acting went, after my last fight with Lesnar, I actually got an opportunity to was in that one movie called Never Surrender, which had me, BJ Penn, George St. Pierre. I think Quentin Jackson.
I think Quentin was
well.
Yeah.
And anyway, we were all got an opportunity to work in that. Obviously, it was it wasn't the greatest movie on the planet, but when all the reviews of it came out and everybody talked about it, pretty much the consensus among everybody was that I actually did a pretty decent job acting in it. And the guys at Lionsgate, it was a Lionsgate movie. They did some more films. They do some more films for them, and as with anything, once you do a movie, it takes about 6 months to a year before it gets out. So, Never Surrender is right now one of the only movies that's out. But like I said, now Circle of Pain will be coming out. So a lot of the movies that I did last year are starting to get released at this juncture.
And what was some of the advice that the more seasoned actors were giving you when it came to doing scenes and and even the directors as well, dealing with the emotion and if the directors were giving you any kind of parts like that had some type of ebb and flow to the character?
No, I mean, really, this next movie that's coming out, Circle of Pain, actually had a really big role in it, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm really I'm kind of pensive that we're going to do the premiere in front of a bunch of soldiers in Iraq that I was kind of hanging out with for these last 2 weeks, so now they kind of know me a little bit. And if it's not a good movie, I'm for sure going to hear it from them. But, I hope that I did well with it. I really did try well. I think, actors giving you advice, like anything, I think it should be relaxed on camera. Try to put yourself in the moment. Own your role. Those are really the things I think that they sound really cliche and they sound kind of no brainer, but. For a lot of people, once you get on camera and you realize that all those eyes are looking at you, it is kind of nerve-wracking. It is kind of difficult. In the Circle of Pain movie, I actually had to do a love scene with Bai Ling, of all people, and she's crazy. And Roger Huerta actually was on set. We was in Austin, Texas, where we were shooting the particular scene. And Roger Huerta's kind of off stage, starts laughing at me, and I'm like, "Shut up!" But it's difficult, and people act like, "Oh, love scene must be awesome," but it's not, man. It's It was nerve-wracking for sure. I'm not going to deny that at all.
And how does the fight does the fight scenes compare to your combat experience?
Oh, it's movies. I mean, it's movies. It's not, fighting on a film and fighting in real life are completely different things. I mean, I think that's one thing people don't really understand about film is that you shoot, for 30 seconds of film, they're going to shoot it from so many different angles. You've got your close-ups, on one guy. You got another close-up on another guy. You got your wide out. You got your far shot. So you're doing the same motion over and over and over and over again, and then they go and splice it all together and cut it all together to make the film. So it's not like you go out and just have the fight or do the choreography and then they're done with it. It's a day-long event, man. It's I think for a lot of people, once they kind of realize how movies are made, it definitely kind of takes the glitter off the final product.
Heath, what are some of the difficulties of doing the love scenes?
What are some of the difficulties?
Yeah,
well, especially if
you get to bang beautiful.
No. It's definitely acting because you're not. It's not the real deal. But it was rough for me. It's not like you're hooking up with some girl or whatever like that. You got a million people there. You got a director there. You got the director of photography. The guy running the camera. You got gaffers. You got electricians. It's difficult. And you're not even actually doing the actual deed. So I can't even imagine how porn stars and stuff do that because that would just be really nutty for me.
Did you have to explain to your female friend, your girlfriend, wife? Did you have to explain to her that hey, how does that fit over with?
I'm actually real fortunate. My girlfriend, I met her actually on the very first movie I ever did. She's an assistant director, so she gets the whole thing, and she knows that I'm not. Believe me, it's not. Like I said, it's not that you're like so stoked about doing a love scene with a particular girl. I think that even when you read real actors talk about it, when they talk about it, it was easy to work with this particular person. I think that's just because it's uncomfortable for both parties, and it's by no means something that you're really looking forward to doing.